It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. Hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy alone if you feel like a room without a roof. Bam! Happy Friday. I love that song. I play that song almost every morning, much to my kids' demise. Like they hate it. They hate it. So yesterday, I said if you can name that tune, I would send you a copy of our Great Sports Minds Athlete Journal. So today, I'm going to up the ante. You don't have to name the tune, but if you enroll in the 8-week Great Sports Minds 8-week rave coaching program, I'll send you some swag, and we have some great swag. We have great like sport hats, and more importantly, we have these really cool shirts that say relentless. And you know what? I want people to be relentless in the pursuit of joy, relentless in pursuit of life. So my name is Ann Zaprazny, and if you've been following along this week, I've been inviting you behind the scenes to share a little bit about what do we teach in our 8-week small group coaching program called RAVE. And in essence, in the program, I bring the best of mental performance coaching and the best of career success strategies coaching together to help you rave about your personal and professional life. So let me just share my screen and talk a little bit about the career success strategies we go deep in the program. We start with clarity, we go into communication, and really how do you communicate for greatest impact in this remote world? We follow that with a discussion around your personal brand, influence, and your network. So today we're going to talk about communication. And if you joined me yesterday I shared a story that was a pretty ugly story. And if you missed it, basically I went out to visit an independent agent to talk about a challenging situation. And as we sat down and began to prepare the discussion, the agent just yelled at me, said I was a nightmare, and it wasn't a 10. And so, how does that story link to the conversation of influence and influence more, win more? Everything that happened in that meeting and everything that happens in every meeting going forward, I would say to some extent, you could predict 70 to 80% of the outcome. We can go into a meeting, get what we want, get a maybe, or not get it, get a no, right? So again, right, you have a meeting, you have something you want to champion, something you want to advance. Your audience, your listener is either going to go, yep, I agree, let's go. They might go, maybe, or they might go, you know what, absolutely not. So, in our 8-week rave coaching program, we're intentional to talk about how do you grow your influence and what are the skills and the behaviors that change the game and allow you to actually grow your influence. And one of the ways I test this is one, is your voice heard? In a meeting, is your voice heard? Are your opinions valued? And are they acted on? And most people will say, I don't know. You do know. So just kind of take an inventory and think about the last couple of meetings. Think about things you're trying to advance with your boss or advance with your peers or advance in organizations that you work with. You know, are you successful? So there's some key steps that you can take. Number one is to prepare. If I go back to the scenario where the agent just yelled and screamed at me, we did zero prep. I'd like to believe if that team was traveling again, we would have prepped. We absolutely would have prepped. But there's a couple ways you prep, right? You know your stuff technically, right? You know that your stuff technically. But then you're very intentional to think about What's in this conversation for your audience? What's important to them? What objections are they going to have? How will you handle those objections? What questions will you ask to really surface what's important for them? So, in essence, it's like you're planning for that meeting. And my observation is a lot of people will plan for external meetings. I'm meeting a customer, I'll plan for that. You want to be successful in your career, you have to recognize, regardless of what area you're in sales. And so you need to prepare for external meetings, meetings with your boss, meetings with internal customers. And that simple step of preparing, taking 5 to 10 minutes to be intentional, to think about what's in it for them. What's the likelihood that they're going to say yes, maybe, or no? And if they say maybe or no, how will I handle that? So in our 8-week small group coaching program called RAVE, we're intentional to equip you with skills that will allow you to grow your influence. So our program is, in essence, it's skill building, it's community, but it's also transformational. When I think about last year's participants, their success was crazy good, because they stepped into the course with the intention of, what can I learn? How will I, what can I learn? How can I apply this learning to be more effective at work, be more effective in my personal life? So in our program, we'll cover key success strategies, and we'll also weave in really critical mental performance skills that will help you balance the stress of your job, balance the stress of navigating in this pandemic for the second year. And it's the combination of the two that can allow you to be your best. It's the same formula that I use with my clients that I work one-on-one with. And yesterday I got a phone call that just gave me goosebumps. I had a client call me and tell me, I got the job. And in preparation for the interview and for the opportunity, we really worked on this individual's communication. We worked on communicating for impact. How do you really showcase your personal brand and anticipate the questions that might come up, etc.? So I have proven data. I have data that says, look, that what we teach works. And I'd love for you to be part of the next cohort. We kick off Friday, February 4th. And if you purchase today, I will send you a swag bag that includes, basically a $40 hat and a $30 shirt, just to say thank you and to get you fired up for being part of the process. Happy Friday. Make it a great day.